Welcome back to another episode of Clean Cut Conversation, where real people have real conversations right from the barber chair. I'm your host, Wade Hampton Jr., also known as the Chosen Barber. Today's episode is special. I'm joined by not just a strong voice in the community, but a really good friend of mine, Mr. Dandrae Rodgers. He's a father first, sharp businessman, and the host of his very own podcast, Blended Views Unfiltered, on YouTube. We're diving into life, fatherhood, business, and everything in between. You don't want to miss this one. Let's get into it.
Live. All right, we are back with another episode of Clean Cut Conversation. I have a special guest today. I had the privilege and honor to be on his podcast. So now I was like, hey, you want to come in early? He said, yep, let's do it. So we're going to do it. And I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Go ahead.
My name is Dandrae Rodgers. That's all I got. You know,
Tell him what you do.
I don't really boast on nothing else. I'm a father first. That's my proudest accomplishment. But I'm also a entrepreneur. I'm in the logistics and government contracting. And I recently dived into another field in the sober living space as well, which is a new thing. Not an addict, but I'm familiar with the recovery space. So yeah, it's kind of what did my mentor ask me? He said, "Man, is this a care project, or is this like what you doing? Then you like giving back, or what is it? Just I don't know. When you got I guess a passion to help others, this is just another avenue to reach men, people at some of their most vulnerable states. Just give back, and you figure with what they call an epidemic going on in that space, more and more young men, especially young black men, falling into alcoholism and drug addiction. It's just another way to reach them. But yeah, that's the gist about what I do. I got my hand in a little bit of everything, but that's it. Podcasting. Forgot about podcasting.
I was going to say, you better say something about Blended Views.
Yeah. Blended Views Unfiltered is my podcast. We've been on a hiatus for the last couple of months, but we'll be getting back to it soon, revamping, doing a few things. But we've been at it for about 3 years now. It's been a fun ride. Fun ride with some fun people. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
So here's my opening question that I ask everybody now. I started last time, my last episode. This is episode 5, if you're just catching us. But the question is, how did you find yourself in my chair? And I love this answer. Go ahead. I love this answer.
Man, years ago, what was that? 5 going on 5 years actually.
Yeah.
5 years ago, my barber relocated, and I needed to find a new barber, and I went and tried out this barber. And I asked, I showed her a picture. This is what I normally get cut. Can you do this? And she said yes. And I needed a cut because me and the boys were going somewhere, so I didn't have time to really go all over the place. So this was near my house, and I seen that mirror. When she handed me that mirror, I said, "Man, what is this?" I mean, it was all jacked up. I don't know if she had just got started or what, but it was all bad. Now she hooked the boys up, maybe because they mix. I don't know. But me, nah, she couldn't get that cut down at all. She looked, and we tried to make a few adjustments, and I just gave up. I said, all right, that's it. So I think I don't even think I made it a week.
No, I feel like you came right from the shop or something.
Yeah, I went right on over.
It looked like a fresh cut when you came and sat down.
Yeah, I ain't last that long at all. So it may have been that same day. Either way, I remember seeing Wade's post all the time. He was cutting at the Barber College. And I was praying my whole way over there that you were there that day. And I walked in and seen you. I was like, cool. So, and been sitting in your chair ever since.
Awesome. Yeah, man, it's hard, man. I feel like when people say they move into a different location and, they got to find a few different things. They got to find a doctor,
Yep.
a dentist,
Mm-hmm.
they got to find, vision.
Yep.
Of course, they got to take care of the insurance and stuff like that, whatever. But then they also have to find a barber.
Yeah, man.
And they say barbers is just as hard to find as lawyers.
Yes.
And that's impressive to me because I think about it like this, like, we're probably one of the most important people on the earth. And I ain't saying it because I'm a barber.
Nah,
But behind every successful man, they always say it's a successful woman, but beside a successful man, it's a successful woman. But behind every, actor, athlete, co-host, host, CEO, it don't matter who it is. If it's a male or female, there's a barber or a beautician or hairdresser or stylist.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be somebody that's doing their hair and responsible for their image. And, I thank God that I have the opportunity to do that and to be a part of somebody's image because that's a big responsibility. Because you basically, I'm like, hey, I could cut you bald right now. You ain't got nothing. You couldn't do nothing.
Couldn't do nothing.
I'll just be cutting you down. You don't even know. I'll be baby stepping it down. Next thing you know, you look in the mirror like you just did. 5 years ago.
Man.
You look in the mirror like, what?
Listen, that's power right there.
Yeah. So now you got to either spend the next 2 weeks explaining to people why you got a bad haircut.
Yep.
Or you spend the next 2 weeks explaining why you bald.
Mm-hmm.
Or you got to spend the next 2 weeks just explaining why you didn't get a haircut.
Or why you got a hat on.
Why you got a hat on.
I'm not a hat person, so I was rocking that. I threw a hat on.
It's funny because me neither. I just recently started wearing hats because, repping my brand and stuff like that. But other than that, I really wasn't a hat person. I was always a haircut person.
Mm-hmm.
I always kept my hair cut and it was always clean. But like, I always tell people it's easier to explain why I don't have a haircut than why I got a bad one.
Yeah.
But even if I don't have a haircut, there's no conversation. If I got a bad haircut, there's conversation. Like, bro, what'd you do? I'm like, oh man, listen. Our homeboy was on something. I guess, man, I don't know.
A bad haircut I had you canceling all your plans.
My daughter, she do the same thing. We're just her hair. She didn't want to go to cheerleading or go teach cheerleading or whatever because her hair wasn't done. She's like, my hair just don't look right. I'm like, oh, okay. But man, we got to go ahead and get into that question. So DeAndre came in, he asked me a question, and I was like, we gonna have to save that for, because like I said, I don't do no scripts. This is all raw, uncut type of stuff. So ask the question again. Ask the question again.
So I was watching this video, and this father was the reason that his son got life in prison. Because his son committed murder. So the question was, could you as a father be the one to put the nail in the coffin for your child, your son, to go to prison because you knew he was the one that committed the crime? That's a tough one.
Now this is a father question. So
Yeah,
all y'all that don't have kids, you don't understand the connection between father and son. People always crack me up because they try to speak from a parental perspective. And you ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
When you ain't got no kids, you can just embody the feeling of having kids, but you to actually have kids and see your son at the other end of that table and see him in a jumpsuit, and you have the ability to say he was with me.
Yep.
But now, if they prove that you were an accessory, now y'all both locked up.
Yeah.
I got a criminal justice background.
Okay. So it should be an interesting take.
It's a criminal justice background because now, if in fact you do say, hey, he was with me, you gave him an alibi, or you confirmed his alibi, they will take it. But the investigation doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Now you get the cross-examinations and stuff like that going on. Now you gotta be questioned by both sides. Prosecution and defense attorney. So now you got to be questioning. Now you got to have your story straight because they're going to ask you questions that's going to back you into the corner. They're going to question the questions. And they're going to keep going back and forth. And the next thing you know, you didn't admit it that he was not with you.
Yeah.
So now your story, either one, you're going to be, not a reliable witness. They're gonna just throw you out. They're like, you know what? He's not a reliable witness. He's all over the place. Da 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 da. Two, they can be like, he was accessory. He was there. He knew it. He's trying to cover it up. Now he's trying to be, obstruction. They're gonna hit you with obstruction, harbor, the fugitive, all types of stuff. So you gotta. I just think about it like that. I mean, on one hand, I'm like, yes, I would most definitely not put him up for adoption of the state.
Man. Then
it's like, no, I'm not going to risk the chance of me going to prison. He killed that person. He got to reap the consequences. I guess that's the harsh reality of fatherhood. Because sometimes we do have to let them bump their head.
Yeah.
You're now got to adapt to this new life of me coming to visit you. Because unfortunately, I'm not risking my life to go to prison. Because of something that you did being done. So I guess I'm kind of torn. What's your
first things first, I'm gonna do everything possible not to even get called to no stand.
Right. That's
I don't want to talk to the people. I don't want to end up on the stand. But if it's a matter of saving his life, or getting up there lying, I'm gonna save his life. Yeah, I'm gonna make that choice every day without a doubt. And if him going to sit down for that time is gonna save his life, then that's what it is. I'm real big on morals, character, and integrity when it comes to not only myself, but I preach and teach this to my kids. But my boys, I'm real hard on when it comes to that kind of stuff, so that they don't end up in a situation like that to begin with. But if so, knock on wood, yeah, you're gonna have to go ahead and sit down, young fella. I mean, it is what it is.
Because sitting down may not always be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, he did kill somebody. Like you mentioned, saving his life.
Yeah.
So say, for instance, he did kill somebody. And if he killed somebody, chances are somebody wants revenge now.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be eye for an eye at that point. Somebody's going to be looking for him. So I'd rather have a relationship with him on the inside than to, have a relationship with him for the last time.
Yeah. And you figure you got, especially nowadays, I mean, these young boys are so reckless, man. Not only am I saving his life, but I could potentially be saving my family's life in general, because who's to say
they're not gonna come shoot at the barbecue?
Yeah, they're not gonna pay a visit to me and my family. Where they're not gonna fall. And these jokers don't care.
They don't care. There is no rule in the streets no more.
Yeah, this generation, this is a different breed. I mean, they do some of the most weird things. They got a weird way of thinking and doing things. So I think it's extremely imperative that us as parents, and especially fathers, we'll never diminish the role of a mom and what she does, but a father being present is extremely important, because what you can instill into your kids and your sons, man, it's just to keep them out of harm's way and to protect them is making sure that you're proactive and going ahead and working your way backwards in parenting.
Right.
Now, is this always going to work? No. But no one should ever be able to say that you didn't do your part, though.
Right.
I know that's usually the first thing that people look at is look at this person's parents and the upbringing and all that. But what happens when the upbringing was actually good? What happens when they had a good life and the parents were both active
and they never
in their lives? Yeah, and they still went out and made the stupid decisions, whether it's killing somebody, stealing, no matter what it is, they still go out there. It's like once they get out there, you have no control over what they do. You can only hope that they return to what they were taught and believed in to begin with, You know what I mean? And that they don't bump their heads. You hope that they bump their heads while they're in your custody.
Right.
Because you can help them in that case. You know what I mean? But once they get out there and, you know, the pressures of the world and friends and peers start happening, there's not much that you could do.
Man, I remember when I had caught a case, right? This is like in 2012. It was a fraternity hazing case. And I remember my phone was getting blown up. And like I just like, all right, let me answer this phone call. My dude tells me, he said, hey, I just seen your face on the news, man. It's a warrant for your arrest. I said, what? I said, hold up. So I go on to WFMJ or whatever it was, and I see it. And then I immediately called my dad. My dad was stuck. He was stunned. He didn't know what to do. And the reason why he didn't know what to do is because he's never dealt with that. He's never dealt with the other side of the law. So he's like, let me find you a lawyer. So he went and found a lawyer. I'm gonna stop there because it's like we prepare people for what up?
What's up?
we prepare our kids, like you were saying, preparing them and teaching them and showing them things that we know. Yeah. Now, once you get into a situation like, you know, putting your kid away for life, that's a situation where it's uncharted for us. It's uncharted territory for us. It's something we've never experienced before. I don't ever want to be in that position to make a decision like that.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I think about bad stuff, I pray against those situations to even be in. I don't even want to be in that situation. Like people like, what would you do if somebody was molesting your child or something like that? I pray that I will never be in that situation because I don't want to know what I would do. Nah. Because whenever you're under duress and you're desperate and things are going crazy and haywire and you got to make a split decision real fast, I don't want to make those type of decisions. Yeah.
Listen,
because I know I'm gonna kill somebody if somebody touching my daughter or my sons or my wife. I know. Listen. Hands down, I'm rocking a jumpsuit. I'm not even thinking.
I'll voluntarily go sit down for that.
Yeah, like, you know what?
It's a wrap.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna turn myself in. Yeah. I'm not even gonna run.
Yeah. Imagine the guilt that you would have to hold, though. Even, you know, if it's you that puts your child away, like, imagine the guilt that you would have. You get a lot of people that be like, well, I'd never do that. Nah, but like when it comes down to it, brother, and they telling you, listen, we know what it is. So if you gonna sit here and lie,
y'all both gonna get life.
Yeah.
In separate penitentiaries.
Yeah.
Now you gotta go through the pipeline.
Yeah, because that's when you come down to, like, you know, a lot of people may accuse you of not caring and loving for your child, but like, I mean, that is love, man. Yeah, that is caring.
It's like, as a father, as a parental, as they call it now, you know, we can only equip them and teach them, get them ready for life that we know, we understand.
Listen, that's right, man.
But we can't equip them for the things they may go through.
Yep.
Because it's a different life. I told my dad, like, a long time ago, I told him, I said, I was like 30. I was like, I'm a different 30 than you were at 30.
Yeah.
This is a different 30.
Yeah.
I can't do the things as a 30-year-old that you did as a 30-year-old.
Yeah. Like, some of the things are the same. It's just a different setting.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. The setting is different. Same thing, let's say it's nothing new under the sun, right?
Right.
But the setting changes how you handle certain situations. And that's kind of what you have to try to stay ahead of and stay on top of. That's why I always like being a parent, right? So when you're courting a woman and you're getting to know her, and I'm real big on like active listening, right? It's the easiest way to get to know somebody, no matter if you're courting them, friendship, no matter what. Active listening is extremely important, and learning someone the same way that you as a man learn a woman, and you're so hell bent on chasing this woman. If you're chasing, which you shouldn't be
presented, you should be presented.
It's the same way that you should go after your children and be active listening after with your kids. Active listen to other kids and situations and try to read, whether that's reading. You know, our generation now listen to podcasts to try to get ahead of and just seeing and being very present and where these kids are. That's why even when you look at like the church right now, when you talk about like youth, how many churches actually have youth services?
Right.
Big youth groups. Our biggest disconnect with that is that, like you said, times have changed.
Right.
And these kids are just different. And if you are not on top of how they operate, what they're listening to, what they're watching, like your communication with them, your relationship with them will be ineffective in how you do things and handle things because of how they are. That's the same thing with parenting. And you see it now, like there's so many disconnections in parenting with these kids because they always get that head down. You see these kids who have that text neck.
Right.
Them heads always down, and parents would rather just leave them to their own devices than to actually be present and parenting.
Right. We talk about that all the time here in the shop, like about parenting and different styles. And, you know, you got your gentle parenting, which I don't even think that, you know, that was, I don't even know what that is, but like the gentle parenting versus like, you know, punishment type of parenting.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do what our parents did to us, unfortunately. You know, I'm not going to speak on it. I ain't going to incriminate nobody, but, you know, we got our butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen and we got our butt with whatever was close. And she can grab something. She's real. You know, I'm sure Mario got the chocolate every now and then.
Man.
He said more than that.
Belt, extension cord.
It didn't matter what it was.
Don't let your grandparents tell you to go get your own switch off that tree.
Come on now. So, but as parents now, we can't do that because the problem is the teachers are like trained to say, "Oh my God, DeAndre, what's happening today? Are you okay? Oh my God!" And the next thing you know, Mr. Hampton, we would like to have a word with you. CPS or whoever it is come talking to you because your son came to school with a bad attitude. Like,
listen, I ain't no front. My first two kids got whoopers.
Yeah.
I ain't care nothing about that. My first two got whoopers. Now,
these second two, I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of them, they've been gracious enough not to experience it, but I learned really early in parenting that I'm dealing with multiple different personalities.
Yeah.
And the thing about back in the day is it was a one size fits all when it came to discipline.
Right. It was just this belt. I'm grateful for how I was raised, right? Because of the discipline that it taught me. But there's things about my personality that my parents don't even know about because they didn't take the time to get to know that. Because in a lot of situations, it didn't take that belt. Right. And that's what I had to learn with my kids, because honestly, if my tone raises with one kid, she straightens up. But maybe I could have a talk with another one, and just the disappointment alone would make them straighten up. It's really about just learning the different personalities that you have and what's going to be effective. Because whoopings, to be completely honest, I mean, once I got to a certain age, them joints ain't do nothing to me. Nah. And I got a 15-year-old. I remember it was like maybe 2-3 years ago when I whooped him. He just looked at me as I'm whooping him with the belt.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah, man.
I was like, okay. Just start hitting him.
You got to switch up. So what happens when the physical aspect no longer is effective?
Electronics.
Yes.
Give it here. Unplug it. I need the keyboard.
Man, it'll make him break down.
I need the controller.
Yeah, that video game.
Give me a phone.
Man.
Only thing you can do is watch TV. Matter of fact, go outside.
Yes. Yeah.
How about
going outside is a punishment?
It's a punishment for them.
It is a punishment for some of these kids.
Going outside is a punishment now.
It is, man.
Go outside and play.
Yes.
Go ride your bike.
It's a punishment, bro.
Go to the park. That's crazy.
That's crazy work.
We got punished from going outside.
Yes.
We had to sit in the window.
Yeah, look at their friends.
And watch our
friends. Listen to mom. Tell your friend when they knock on the door. Now he ain't loud. He on punishment.
And sometimes I remember when we about to get off of punishment, I would call my friend like, "Hey, come ask if I can come outside. Just to see if I'm really off punishment.
We had to do that from the window.
Yes.
Just go to the front door, ask my mom.
See if I can come outside.
She said I was done today.
I'm supposed to be off today.
Man, listen.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a different world now,
It's a
man.
whole
So
different
you got to
world.
do a lot of different time.
Yeah.
Spending time.
Time.
And that's really all it takes.
It really is.
Spend time with your kids, man. I'm
It's
glad that we
amazing how
have
time build trust with them too.
every week. I sit with the boys and I have a conversation. Sit with the girls, have a conversation, and then we always have the group talk too. Call it the Rodgers conversations.
Okay.
And it's always a safe space. I always say it's safe, no matter. This is where you get everything out. You got an issue with one of your siblings. You got an issue with what's going on. Like, this is where you talk about it. Can't nobody, you ain't about to get in trouble. There's no repercussions for what you share, but this is just a way to teach them how to communicate, express their feelings freely, respectfully. But if you pay attention to the generation that's coming up, and my oldest is 19, a lot of these jokers don't know how to communicate at all, because they're like talking. They don't know how to communicate. And then when they speak, it's kind of like, what are you talking about?
What are you saying to me right now?
So for me, it was like, all right, how can I get creative in teaching them how to do this? Because they can only see so much of me doing it by them watching me. But if I include them in on it,
right,
then at least they get a leg up with their peers when it comes to communicating. And it also gives them
edge.
It gives them an edge, but it also, once they get older, my 19-year-old, Nevaeh could tell you most that what she appreciates is the fact that she could come to me with anything and talk to me about it. Because a lot of her, she goes to LSU. She is going into her sophomore year at LSU.
Wow, that was fast.
But a lot of the people that she met, they don't know how to communicate. And these are people from all walks of life. And she was like, I appreciate your lectures now, even though I didn't appreciate them then, and going sitting through your lectures and your talks. But I appreciate the talks that we had when it was just you and I, the family talks. Like, it really went a long way, because I see now how trash people communicate and how trash they are at expressing their feelings, their thoughts, brushing stuff under the rug. It's just like, nah, so I'm gonna keep it going. We may have to revamp a little bit going on, because again, as personalities evolve, you got to switch things up. But I found it to be really beneficial for us and how we do things.
I'm gonna have to adopt that.
Yeah,
because like you said, communication, man, this stuff is. Yeah. I even see it when kids come in here, like the way they try to talk about or talk through their haircut. They're like, well, I want this. And I want this. Then I want it like this. And I want this. Like, first of all, you didn't even explain a haircut. You just gave me 7 haircuts you want me to combine in one. And then you want me to take a ½ inch off. A ½ inch is about that much. Would you want me to take the tips off? Like, that's like that.
Then they look at you crazy when they see the mirror. Like this is what you asked for.
Can I get more off? Like, you said a ½ inch.
Man.
That's a ½ inch. But the communication is key nowadays. I was talking to a young boy a couple of days ago, and we talking about football. I said, it really takes you really not too much effort to be great nowadays, because a lot of kids are lazy. Yeah, they're not working after practice no more.
Nah, man.
They think they got raw talent.
Yep.
They think they can run that ball with raw talent, and that's going to take them to the next level.
Yep.
But that whole quote where it says talent beats hard work when hard work or something. What is it?
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't want to work.
That's it.
Yep. That's facts.
And you could be the least talented out there.
Yeah.
But if you working hard, chances are your hard work gonna pay off.
I tell my sons that all the time. Man, football season right now.
Yeah.
So look, what extra work are you doing right now to make sure that you stay on the field? And if you ain't on the field, that you get on the field.
I told them when I first got there, I coached the Squigs and 6 to 8 year olds. And I told them, I said, Tyreek Hill was in an interview and they asked him, how did he get so fast? And his answer was simple. He's like, I do everything fast. So I tell them, I need you to do everything fast. I don't care what it is. I need you to do everything fast.
Yeah.
I need you to do everything quickly.
Yes.
With effort.
Practice makes permanent.
Yep. Got to make that progress each and every single day.
Yep.
I got to make sure I can trust you with the ball. You want to run the ball, if you want to block for the ball run.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I can trust you. So I can't trust you.
Yeah. A lot of people don't, if you can buy into how you are in one way is how you are in all things.
Mm-hmm.
If you can buy into that, your life would be a lot simpler.
Yeah.
And realize, I mean, it's really it'll be a testament to how you are with yourself. If you know yourself, right, and if you start doing that at an early age, it's really imperative that you do that. But if I have good habits now, it'll spill over into every aspect of my life. So every time there's a bump in the road, especially with my kids and just in general,
right?
But we talking about like parenting and all that, like how I am in this area. If I'm lazy when it comes to cleaning, just getting up, making my bed up, cleaning up the area around my bed, I will be lazy when that coach tell me to do this one step. I'm gonna be lazy and get an attitude when the coach tell me I got to do an extra lap because I failed to catch the ball or to make that play or to do this assignment on the field. So a lot of people don't want to take that accountability. And that's a big thing, actually.
That's huge.
We talk about this whole thing, accountability and responsibility, but accountability when you talk about parenting, teaching accountability early.
Right.
Because, oh my God, that's the one thing that these kids got are built-in excuses.
Oh God, for everything.
For everything.
It don't matter. There's
an excuse.
Just this morning, it's trash day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the toilet, and I looked at the camera, and I said, "Why my trash cans ain't on the curb?" I get up, run downstairs, snatch the covers off. I said, "Excuse me, you want to explain why the trash ain't on the curb?"
Man.
And he was like, shut up, go, get the trash out. They ain't get it yet. You better hurry up.
Man.
I hear the truck.
Man.
Come on. You know they come here about 8 o'clock. You better get out there.
Listen.
And he was like, oh man. I said, and wash your dishes. Because he got trash and dishes on the same night. I said, and wash your dishes. Man. And he was just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't.
Nah.
Just do it.
Nah.
It should have been done last night.
Yeah. Accountability, man.
They don't want to take accountability.
It's not being taught. It's not being taught.
So we at the end of our time.
Yeah.
Man, this was good.
Yeah.
We got some parenting stuff in there. We got some upbringing things in there. We got some legal in there. I'm not a lawyer. Do not take that as we're not lawyers.
Just do whatever you can to keep your kids out of trouble. Right. That's all.
Teach them right. So give your last thing. Like you can tell somebody. Matter of fact, if you can tell your younger self, let's say you're 18. If you can tell your 18-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
Find out who you are now. Because doing it later in life is a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult.
Costs a lot more money.
Yeah, it costs a lot more money. It costs more than money. It
costs a lot more time.
A lot more peace, time, money. You'll have a whole lot less hardships if you find out who you are at an early age. If I'm 18, I want to find out who I am at 18, whatever that looks like. If I don't know what it looks like and how to get there, find a person that can show me how to find my purpose and my passion early so that I can start trying to chase that at an early age. So that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Find who you are now. Don't wait.
Don't wait.
And don't think that I have tomorrow to do that. That's one thing that I live by now is oftentimes when we say, "Oh, I'll see you tomorrow," or "I'll do this tomorrow," it's like, who told you that?
Right.
Who told you that you're gonna wake up tomorrow? Who told you that this person is gonna be in your life tomorrow? Who told you that you're gonna have this opportunity tomorrow? Like, do it now. So I've taken time for granted, especially when I got to know myself. So it wasn't until my 30s when when I finally got to that point of having to really, really look into the mirror and literally like find myself. So my 18-year-old self, that's what I'm find out who I am now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So y'all heard him. Listen, tune in next Friday for another episode of Clean Cut Conversation. Remember, stay sharp and do things on purpose. Click. I don't know if it stopped. Probably didn't. It didn't.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of Clean Cut Conversation. Big thanks to my brother Dandrae Rodgers for pulling up and sharing some real talk with us. If you haven't already, go check it out. His podcast, Blended Views Unfiltered, on YouTube. Raw, honest, and always thought-provoking. I'm your host, Wade Hampton Jr., the chosen barber, and I'll see you next time for another episode of Clean Cut Conversation. Until then, stay sharp and stay real.